What's going on, everybody? So, I'm bringing you Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie review. And Sonic the Hedgehog 3 definitely slaps. I mean, yes. That's just for the when I do the thumbnail. Don't mind me for that awkward moment. But anyway, uh no, yeah, this movie slaps. This movie because of this guy right here. This no, Shadow is one of my favorite Sonic characters. Um, I won't say he's like the favorite. I think my number one favorite, is actually not Sonic. Sorry, it's hard to point at Sonic here because my hand disappears. But it's not Sonic. It's actually I'm pointing toward. Yeah, there we go. Knuckles. Sonic is like my second favorite character. Then it would be Knuckles. It's Knuckles first, then Sonic, then Shadow, then Tails. And when it comes to the video game characters, uh, but for the movie purposes, I love Jim Carrey's Doctor Robotnik. I love Jim Carrey's Doctor Robotnik, and Gerald Robotnik. Gerald would be the other Robotnik right here. But yes, so if you are a Sonic fan, you know what this movie takes elements from Sonic Adventures 2 because it introduces Shadow, and the main story of this movie is basically Sonic Adventures 2, where we're introduced to Shadow and his in his background with Maria. I don't have to break it down for you. If you know Sonic, if you play Sonic Adventures 2, if you're around my age, you might have played Sonic Adventures 2, so, or Shadow the Hedgehog, either or, you are familiar with the story. But just for the short too short to read version, I think I said that phrase right. Basically, Shadow is in this movie. They said in this movie he was like I guess a hedgehog from their realm, from their like world, who crash landed on Earth, and they thought in like from outer space somehow, and he was considered like a meteor or whatever, and they cracked it open, because this like crust meteor like thing formed around him, and they basically thawed him out and they found that he had this chaos energy that allowed him to uh achieve greater feats. That's why when he got different abilities, unlike these guys, where when he basically teleports, and he could run fast like Sonic, but he could teleport, and he's like a little bit stronger than both Sonic and Knuckles, definitely Tails. But we're in, just like the game, you found out that some bad things happened to Maria, which set Shadow on this dark path, and the movie tries to basically, they tell you like in your face that the contrast between Sonic and Shadow, where Sonic basically found love and happiness and family and joy. Shadow found that too, but because his ended badly, he went down a totally different path. Um, and then you got the Eggman. Like, they changed Eggman for the movie because I think Eggman was involved more in the game with the plot. Like, he wasn't directly involved with Shadow, but he was more involved with Sonic and was more involved being a villain until he found out Gerald Robotnik, uh, who was the true villain of the game, um, basically was doing stuff to lure all of them together, and he was the true mastermind behind Shadow. Blah blah blah. We get it. The movie was very well acted. I love the graphics. The fact that we got accurate looking video game versions of these guys are great. Because I would hate to have seen if we would have went with the original version of Sonic and how all these characters would have looked. But the fact that we got them looking accurate to how they look in the video game is the greatest part of all. Jim Carrey more or less killed it as both Gerald and Dr. Robotnik. The more or less part is for just the Robotnik part. He killed it as Gerald, and I guess you could say he killed it as Dr. Robotnik too. But it was like he just wasn't. He was just a little bit less funny and less Jim Carrey than he was in the first two movies. Like he was great in the first two movies, and then he was just kind of great here, but it's not enough to be like, oh, this was bad. Not everybody was well acted, everything was good. Um, there are two post credit scenes. Um, with this movie, there's a mid credit and a post credit, so you gotta stay, or it's a scene during the credits and it's a scene after all the credits roll that hints towards what we're gonna see in the next Sonic film, and we have confirmation they are doing a Sonic 4. But yeah, it hints towards that. The biggest hint I could give you is that if you know your games, you know that this was the game that introduced Shadow is a modern game. So just think about that. Think with Sonic 4 modern. Um Otherwise, yeah, the game. I have nothing to say. It's not. It was nothing bad about the movie. I like it. It was. I just maybe I could say I wish it was a little just maybe a 2 hour film because it was at certain parts there was rush, but then it was very well paced, and then it was like it kind of rushed, but then it's very well paced. Because we jumped directly into the conflict. I will say if you on my channel and you watch those two clips I posted, those are among the first couple of scenes of the movie. Like those two scenes, those two clips I posted were basically clips from the beginning of the movie. I won't tell you what part of the beginning, but the beginning. Keanu Reeves killed it as Shadow. I like how they drew parallels with John Wick and Shadow. I love the Akira slide that Shadow hits. Shadow is very perfect in this movie. I like Shadow. Um, I'm going to give the movie. I'm going to give the movie an 8 out of 10. Yeah. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 was an 8 out of 10 movie. It was good. I say it wasn't like less good than the first two movies. It was on par with the first two movies. There were more kid elements. I will say that there was more kid elements to this movie than the first two ones. Like you could tell the first two ones was made for both for everybody. Fans of the show, kids, teens, whatever. They added just a little bit more kid elements to this one, but overall it was a good movie. 8 out of 10, solid good movie. But you let me know in the comments down below what you thought without spoilers. And if you enjoy my review of this, you hit this button right here for more of my reviews. And if you enjoyed the video so much and want to support the channel, all you gotta do is hit that like, subscribe, share, hit that notification button, do all those great things. Because we're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. I need you guys' help to do so. And as always, any one of these videos with more of my amazing content, but they're going anywhere because I got 2 more review videos coming at you after this. So, peace.